Hey everybody, we have a 5-minute mobility warm-up that we're going to go through here. Stephanie's going to show us how to get warmed up, loosened up before we get going into our workout. So first we're going to make sure that TRX is set to mid-calf length. So right to where those handles hit you right about the kneecaps. So once we get adjusted there, Stephanie's going to take those straps, have her arms straight out in front of her like Frankenstein. So she's going to hide those ribs, keep really tall through that spine. Then she's going to lunge out with her right foot. As she lunges out with that right foot, she's going to rotate open towards the right and then press back equally. Then coming out with the left foot, rotating open to the left. So right here, what she should really be focusing on is hiding those ribs so she's not overextending through that low back and squeezing those glutes to come back, as well as activating those lats when she comes back to pull herself back up to the top. So we're going through about 30 seconds a piece of these warm-ups today, just really trying to set the body up for a good position, getting that core engaged, getting some blood flow going, and really just trying to get the body established into a good position before we get going here. So we'll take this last one here. Good. Now we're going to go into a hinge. So Stephanie's going to face the anchor point now, starting with her feet nice and wide. Toes are going to be straight ahead. She's going to extend those arms out in front to where they're just above hip level. From here, she's going to take a big deep breath in. Let the breath move these movements. As she exhales, she's going to hinge forward, sending those hips back, pressing that chest down into the floor. So getting really mobile here, coming up, pressing through the handles, again, squeezing tight through those glutes, exhaling on the way down. So don't just stay loose into this, keep really active through those arms, let that chest drive through, but not lose, again, that space in the waist there. So really thinking about getting a good length from tip of the fingers down to the glutes. Just exhaling, moving in and out here. Good. Now we're going to take this into a side lunge. So Stephanie's going to take her feet out just a little bit wider. Toes again still straight ahead. This time she's going to bend that right hip, setting the right hip behind the right ankle, trying to maintain a nice tall torso. She's going to squeeze that right glute really tall and strong to come up tall, then bending over to that left side. So what you want to do is use these straps here for assistance, but not depend too much on them. So if you were to let go here at the bottom, you wouldn't fall, just like so. So good, standing back up, alternating from side to side. We can also take and lift this inside foot. So Stephanie bends to the right, you can lift that left foot, kind of taking this more into a Cossack lunge, going back and forth. That'll get more into the hamstring and the inner thigh as well. So be sure to use that breath. Big, strong, deep breaths, exhaling, lowering down into it. One more each side. Really trying to set a good position into those hips, as well as that low back, and engaging through that core. Good. Now we're going to take a long torso stretch. So Stephanie's going to stand facing sideways to the anchor point. Right foot is going to be forward, left foot will be back. Squaring the chest towards the anchor point, she's going to extend her arms and just drop her hips down. So from here, really just let that breath sink you into this position. So you might not be able to bend in half as far as Stephanie is here, but the goal is to be able to come in and out of this, breathing in, then exhaling and dropping a little lower into each movement. So trying to get that low back to loosen up, warm up, and get ready for about the movements that we're about to do. So just like she's doing here, coming in and out, extending through those arms, keeping those legs straight. That's another point we need to try to do, is keeping that right leg straight as well as the left, so we keep best twist through the back. Good, let's go ahead and switch to that other side. Now the inside foot, or that left foot, will be forward, the right foot will be back again, taking that big deep breath in, exhale, extend the arms, drop the hips, lowering yourself back down here. Really important though, to find those corners. So you might find that, oh, my low back doesn't feel too bad, but ooh, a little bit underneath my right arm. So you can kind of hold and twist a little bit, looking under that right side, just like Stephanie's showing here, that might find a little bit more of that tightness that might be underneath the shoulder or in the different part of the low back as well. So again, just really try to find the end ranges without overextending into this or losing any of our spaces. So keeping that neck and shoulders, keeping those good spaces in the chest and waist as well. Good. Coming up, last but not least, we're going to go into our bottom-up squats, or gorilla squats as we like to call these here. So what Stephanie's now going to do, she's setting her feet just shoulder width apart. She's going to extend her arms, drop back. Now she's going to bend the knees down to the bottom part of the squat. So your knees and hips might not be too warmed up yet, but that's the goal, is to get these here. So if you're not too low into this at first, that's okay. We'll get there. So with our arms extended, letting our weight just kind of be dead into the hands, we're now just going to start to stomp around. Stephanie's going to take that right foot, lift it up, set it down. That way we're starting to get the knee joints, those hips that open up like a gorilla, just stomping around down at the bottom. Don't be afraid to make some noise. You can even make some gorilla noises if you want to, probably not here. Now we're going to take those knees, we're going to scrub them to the left and then scrub them to the right. You might find that one hip is tighter than the other, or you might find that one knee joint is a little tighter than the other. Only go as far as you can. Remember, these are just warm-ups. We're just trying to get that body introduced into movement here. Good. One more to the other side. And now we're going to take those knees and scrub them apart. So you're just going to bring those knees in towards the midline of her body and then take them away. All the main time she's trying to maintain that really strong upright torso. So being able to get those hips to really open up, we're going to get some much better mobility in the bottom end of our squat and to take her through these movements here in a little bit. So good. Setting one more out and then back in. Now we're going to set those feet nice and straight ahead. We're going to pull ourselves in just a little bit, so we're setting our weight right over our feet. Then from here, Stephanie's going to squeeze her glutes to stand up. We're going to take that one more time through. So extending ourselves back, dropping down. Again, stomping around at the bottom, really set those feet up nice and strong, those knees and hips. Letting that body, again, just stay nice and open. Good. Now we're going to take and scrub those knees, again, left and right. So really think about those knees coming in. You can even rock onto the toes a little bit so you're getting the most mobility through that hip internally and externally as possible. Good. And then again, taking those knees in and then out. Same thing here. When you take those knees out, you might feel a good stretch into that inner thigh. That's exactly what we're trying to achieve, is just trying to feel the stretch, not feeling too much of tension or pulling. But from here, now Stephanie's going to let her heels down, pull forward, set that weight. But now she's going to take, squeeze, and press up to the top. Good. So we're going to use this mobility warm-up before our exercises that we get going through here. So you can take and put this 5-minute warm-up before your big workouts, or you can take and put it before a run, or you can take and put it through the day. This could be your workout. It's not about trying to overcomplicate it. So thanks for stopping by, Stephanie. Thank you very much. Go earn it.